Hey there, everybody. I'll go to the intro hold. I'll let y'all get seated. It looks like I gotta adjust my camera. Boop. And lose 20 pounds. So I gotta adjust my camera and lose 20 pounds. I'll get right on both of those things. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go back to the intro hold. See, that's too wide. I moved my seat and now everything's weird. Thanks, chat. Yeah, the music is it's Stream Beats by Harris Heller. I dig it. Yeah, a lot of people want me to talk about that cruise. I don't know. But I'll just say this. It's very surprising to me that a key piece of information is not included in most of the write-ups about that. And even as somebody just as a casual observer trying to piece it all together, I don't understand why that's left out. 2 days ago, I thought I was going to play Unicorn Overload on Game Pass. And also at this point, I feel like everybody's kind of said what they're going to say about it. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really... I always use Phil Spencer in the thumbnail. Elijah. I don't think there's much benefit to me talking about it. But I will say that. I feel like incomplete pictures are being painted, and I find that odd. I feel like everybody's just being... like, regardless of which side of the situation you're on, everybody's being painted as bad. And it's just... report the facts. You don't need to have a take on it. Anyway. Dave, it's like 18 people. Like, I don't think... yeah, I don't know. Risk it for the biscuit? He's saying Hellblade 2 is going on PlayStation. Jez Corden says that is probably not going to happen. He says this is completely false. So I don't know where Risk It got that, but he's being shut down. So today I'm on a little bit of a tighter schedule. I am meeting a real life person who I would consider a friend for lunch. And a lot of people have been wondering like what's going on with the channel. I suppose I could talk about it a little bit. First of all, everybody's pissed off at me, and I don't know if any of them are in chat. I don't understand what people are mad about. I'm very confused about what I said that has made people so upset. I said that I don't think Xbox is going to get out of the console market. I still think Xbox makes great games. Yeah, that's right, Clay. I understand why anybody who owns a console would feel that the way that they feel. So like, I get that. I think more choice is good. And I'm just super confused by why everybody's like mad at me. If somebody could explain it to me and be like, Destin, here's what you said, and like, here's how it was interpreted. But like, I know there was a clip that this guy who hates me, who has like thousands of tweets about me, made that went viral, where he took me out of context. And I thought it was super strange. I'm like, so wait. The guy who like edited my face into like a somewhat pornographic shot is the guy that you're gonna listen to? You don't think he has any ulterior motive here? So yeah. So I was like, if that's what it takes, like, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm not gonna like change my opinion. Yeah, it was when my name was trending, and it was because, well, initially it was because I referred to for the games going to PlayStation as B tier, but I clarified in that stream that I meant B tier in terms of them not being the flagship titles that were being rumored, like Gears, Halo, Starfield, Indiana Jones, right? So I'm like, it's not those games. That's all I meant. So yeah. And when you're watching your brand, which is just Destin, right? Just be met with a lot of vitriol. It is a little hard to be motivated to keep going, but I keep going anyway. Other stuff that's been going on. I know y'all don't care about any of this. I don't know why I'm talking about my personal stuff. It's just been a lot with the kids, and I've been really tired at night. So I've been passing out at like 8 o'clock. And usually that's when I would shoot my videos. I would shoot my videos like once the kids were in bed, and I'm just so tired at the end of the day. I don't know if I'm still fighting off that stupid cold I had a few weeks ago, but man, it sucked. I wanted to do a video about Warner Brothers. I wanted to do research about this whole, you know, the big story that everybody wants to talk about. And I'm like, well, I better know what's going on. I better start reading about this thing that everybody's pissed off about. And I just fall asleep at 8 o'clock. So yeah, I miss your videos. Streams are fine, but just wish it was clipped. I do clip them out, Luke, during the week. There were like 3 VODs I didn't get to post because the story's updated. Like one of the VODs from last week was the Ghost of Tsushima PC port, which, by the way, let's go to Steam right now. That's where we can start. Let's go see how the Ghost of Tsushima PC port is going. It's the director's cut. All right. Yeah, I was born in 1959. Let's go. All right, so here's the PC version, right? Is it true? I heard that this was getting like review bombed or something. I don't know if that's true. 34 curators have reviewed this product. What is a curator? Embracer is selling Gearbox. I heard that one, yeah. Eric, good to see you. What is a curator? Yeah, I don't really understand. I saw these stories about how people were mad that it's coming to. Oh, wait a minute. Metacritic. What is this? You can pet foxes and cats. I don't see the negativity. It's finally here. Made for gamers. Recommended. 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 Recommended no. See, like, you got all these groups popping up now. No, recommended, no. And then, yeah. Like, all these groups are popping up now because of the controversy that happened this last week. I don't see any negative reviews. So I don't know where all those posts were coming from, where people were mad about... What did I comment on? Steam curators are individuals or organizations that make recommendations to help others discover interesting games in the Steam catalog. Oh, thanks, Clay. Are you allowed to comment on the drama, RP? So people were asking me about that last week, and I've read about it. I've been watching the discourse, and I think the long and the short of it is, there's an important part of that story that's not being discussed, and I don't really understand why it's not being discussed. There was a curator group that was created, SBI detected, and then an employee at Sweet Baby Inc. said something along the lines of, hey, go report this and go report the creator. And there were like 3 posts about it that I saw. And then people were upset about that, because whatever you want to think about the creator, that's their right to make a Steam group that doesn't want to follow what the 18 people at Sweet Baby, whatever they made. Do I think Sweet Baby Inc. is ruining games? No, I don't. Like, it's too small of a team to have that drastic of an impact. And they've worked on some major games that I adore, like God of War Ragnarok and things like that. So there's all this drama about it right now, and it's because I think that important piece of context is being left out. And that's the crux of it. But now it has people sending death threats, which is not okay. I don't care what anybody says. You don't do that. You make all gamers look terrible if you react in that manner, right? And I do think there is stuff from that have been tweeted that are just insane, that is really inappropriate. And I don't understand. None of it should get a pass. None of it. The death threats shouldn't. The racism shouldn't. It's really bad. And I don't really like talking about stories like that. You want to know my reaction to the Sweet Baby Inc. thing? It's incredibly depressing to see the whole industry on fire. It sucks.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds.
Oh yeah, I forgot I don't pay for Spotify. So I don't think I'm particularly well equipped to talk about that situation. I can just tell you what I've seen. It started actually with Alan Wake 2.
Subject to change, valid for qualified residential.
Like a long time ago, and yeah. John, I agree.
Mental shaming financially.
Oh my God, these ads. This is why I don't play music. Like, some of the stuff that's been tweeted, I'm just like, why would you say that? Like, of course people are going to be angry if you tweet that. Like, yeah, you could have just let the group be and nothing would have happened. But it had to become a thing, right? And that's why it's a whole deal right now. Yeah, Luke says Sweet Baby Inc. are simply an identifiable target for the mind virus that people are trying to fight against. Okay. Threats of violence aren't good. Exactly. But those people don't make the argument. Yeah. Did I ever publicly talk about the Philip IGN situation? I think I tweeted at him when that happened. I don't even remember. Oh. See, this, I don't want to talk about this because now my chat's like not fun. I do this stream to fun talks and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm not super comfortable talking about it, honestly. Like, if I say, do I think Sweet Baby Inc. is a problem? Do I think a consultancy firm with 18 employees is a problem? No. The Streisand effect, yeah. I think that's what Asmongold said. I watched a lot of Asmongold. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, you guys are entitled to your opinions. I don't think I'm woke, Pork. I don't know why you would come to that conclusion. What does that mean? Yeah. I like to talk about video games. I don't like to talk about all the other stuff. I don't know, man. I like to talk about games and why I love them. And yeah. And also, this is impacting my colleagues at work where like everybody's locking their accounts. So it's just like, I look like an asshole. So yeah, it does make me a little uncomfortable. And it sucks. Like, how would you feel if like you worked at a place and you have tremendous respect for your colleagues, and because they have an opinion about the topic, they're getting like targeted? Like, it's not a fun situation to talk about, right? Like I said at the beginning, the main thing is I think that there was an important piece of context left out of almost every article I've read. And I think that's why people are mad more than anything. And it has become, unfortunately, a bit of a campaign on both sides that is really showcasing some of the worst stuff of the industry. And I mean that on both sides of the situation. It's really gross. It really makes me depressed even to talk about it. So yeah, tell the complete story. I think that's what I would like to see. If I wanted to see one article about it, I want to know when it started. I want to know everything that happened about it, not just like making one group look evil and one group look good. Cause that's not the complete context of the situation. And like, there's just the whole thing that kicked it off isn't discussed. And that's just not doing due diligence, you know, as somebody who made my own piece of content that ended up being controversial because I didn't include enough context. I've learned my lesson, right? And that's it. And I feel like these people are going to learn that lesson because they're all caught up in this nonsense now. I didn't even want to talk about this, but it's hard not to, you know? Stay weird. I mean, like that's your right to do that. But I mean, like, okay, yeah, you better not play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You better not play Walking Dead. Like two of the best games ever made. So like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm done. Let's move on to Xbox stuff, which is what I actually plan to talk about today. See, now I'm all like in a bad mood. Dean Takahashi wrote a very interesting article about former PlayStation boss. Dean Takahashi is the guy who failed the Cuphead tutorial, by the way. Oh, and I have seen the rumors about Hellblade 2 going on PlayStation. Somebody said that's happening. Jez Corden said that's completely false. So, yeah. Can we stop with all the woke comments, please? I don't want this to be a place where that's the conversation. There is a reason I try and remain neutral, because I just want to like play games and talk about games. And like, you start getting into like targeted harassment, I'm just not gonna, like, I don't want to make that kind of stuff. I never have. I don't want to start now. Like, yeah. Anyway. Shawn Layton, former PlayStation boss, talks about how he views gaming's tumultuous time. And this is from Dean Takahashi, the guy who failed the Cuphead tutorial. Oh, all right. See, I'll turn on this chat square because it's like an all white page. Let's go to the talk scene, actually. And we can zoom in here. Shawn Layton used to run Sony Interactive Entertainment's Worldwide Studios, a position that gave him unique insight into the whole industry in AAA games. Layton is now an advisor for companies like Tencent Games, Streamline Media Group, and Ready GG. These consulting roles help him steer modern game companies as they navigate what has become a very difficult business, with 10,500 layoffs in 2023 and 8,000 already this year. For me, Layton was much more accessible than Jim Ryan. Let's actually get to the quotes. He was able to catch up with him. I edited out the part of the conversation where Layton and I talk about his new support of ReadyGG, a Web3 gaming company. Oh, man. A lot of people are talking about the Jez Corden rumor. Let's talk about the Jez Corden versus the other person really quick. There are accounts popping up that are saying Starfield is being developed for PlayStation, even though Phil Spencer came on the stage and said that's not happening. It's like it's not Starfield and Indiana Jones. The idea that Phil Spencer would get on stage in February and then reveal in November that it is happening, like that seems insane to me. If that happens, I will be unable to trust Phil Spencer anymore. And I think he knows that, right? So I don't think that's happening. And I don't know about the Hellblade thing. Hellblade was originally a multi-platform game. So I wouldn't be surprised if it came to PlayStation, but I don't think that's happening. There's been no news about it coming to PlayStation. There have been no plans announced on PlayStation. Wait, Harsh, what are you talking about? What is Harsh talking about? Anyway, yeah, so there is the whole thing. For the sake of some brevity, yeah, it's long, I edited out the part of the conversation where Leaden and I talk about his new support of ReadyGG, a Web3 company, which is part of the story. Let's read the interview. GamesBeat, I wrote a story on AI and the Wheel of Time recently. Oh my goodness, this is your question? Is this what I'm supposed to be sending people when I ask questions? I just asked like one sentence question. What is the question? Something about AI. Let's take an old world problem. Let's go back 10 years, 15 years. I can't believe this is his lead-in. If I got this as my question, I would just look for the question mark and be like, what if I could write book 2.5 Wheel of Time? Oh my goodness. I wrote a story on AI and the Wheel of Time recently. They had this interesting notion that we're going to use generative AI and all we're going to put into it is Wheel of Time. This is 14 books, 4 million words. Then you could ask this anything about Wheel of Time and get a quick answer. It would be handy for a writer who's going to work on something like the Wheel of Time Amazon show. It's the ultimate fan encyclopedia as well. But then those fans might do something like what you suggest. They want to be creators themselves. What if I could write book 2.5 Wheel of Time? The AI might help them create that at some point if the work is good enough. So he's talking about an importance of AI. An ecosystem like that, marrying user generate. Oh my God. Guys, I can't. We just want to know about console. I'm going to look for the word console. You hear similar things coming from the console guys. Phil Spencer talked about the decisions they're making to take some games to Sony's platform, to other platforms. One thing he said was that everyone needs is for the market to grow. When the market's not growing, it explains a lot of the suffering going on and the need to rethink. Absolutely. When your costs for a game exceed 200 million, exclusivity is your Achilles heel. It reduces your addressable market, particularly when you're in the world of live service gaming or free to play. Another platform is just another way of opening the funnel, getting more people in. In a free to play world, as we know, 95% of those people will never spend a nickel. The business is all about conversation. You have to improve your odds by cracking the funnel open. Helldivers 2 is showing that for PlayStation coming out on PC at the same time. Again, you get that funnel wider. You get more people in. For single player games, it's not the same. What is this word? So like I'm a normal person. I don't use words like exigency because I'm dumb. A state of affairs that makes urgent demands. A leader must act in sudden. I don't even know how to say this word. Exigency? Has anybody in chat heard this word? Am I stupid? Anyway, Probably yes. But if you're spending 250 million, you want to be able to sell it to as many people as possible, even if it's just 10% more. The global install base for consoles, if you go back to the PS1 and everything else stacked up there, wherever in time you look at it, the cumulative consoles out there never gets over 250 million. It just doesn't. The dollars have gone up over time, but I look at that and see that we're just taking more money from the same people. That happened during the pandemic, which made a lot of companies overinvest. Look at our numbers going up. We have to chase that rocket. We're not doing enough to get heretofore. Oh my God. I think I know this word, but diseases that heretofore were usually confined to rural areas. I don't feel like to sell a new shoe, an advertiser would say, heretofore, there has never been a shoe like this. It's like until now. Shawn Layton uses words. I'm getting my two new words today. Heretofore and exigency. Is it for economics? Okay, maybe that's why he uses it. Because if he is heretofore another common word for economics. Yeah, move this stream to educational, Clay. Thank you. So we learned heretofore, which is we never experienced such a catastrophe. Heretofore, so like before now, it's like saying before now, we never experienced something like them. And exigency is a leader must act in urgent, like it's urgent. Why? I'm going to totally use these. I'm going to figure out a way to put these words into something and use them. It's always nice to learn. Yeah. Wait. Oh, thanks, Harsh. No, I was super confused by your comment before. We're not doing enough until now to get non-console people into console gaming. We're not going to attract them by doing more of the shit we've been doing now. If 95% of the world doesn't want to play Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Grand Theft Auto, is the industry going to make more Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Grand Theft Auto? That's not going to get you anybody else. So I think he's talking about, I think he's just talking about like expanding awareness about gaming. Oh, I didn't start my log. That's not working out great. I talked about it a little in the front, CKW. It's like, we're not doing enough to get more gamers into gaming. I think mobile is going to solve that problem. I do think that we are going to see fewer exclusives in the near future. I think console purists, for like, yeah, like people that primarily play on console are worried that their market is going to go away or become less important or less valuable. And I think that's the main concern that we are seeing from people who primarily play on console, even though Xbox has come out. So like when I retweet that Xbox has come out and confirmed that they are releasing new hardware, and we've seen the new hardware in the FTC documents, the response that I get is, well, that could get canceled. I'm like, there's an overwhelming fear to the point where there are narratives being made up that have no correlation to what actually has been said. So people have decided that console gaming is less valuable. They've made up their mind. They're very bummed out about it. And yeah, I think that's just going to be how it is, unfortunately. I think I'm going to turn off chat because y'all are just talking about the stuff I said I don't really particularly want to talk about. And I don't want it in the VOD because it has nothing to do with what we're discussing at the moment. Burp. Burp. We can talk about it now if you want. I think Villy kind of hits the nail on the head. The issue isn't enough people in gaming. The issue is to stop trying to make a game for everyone. You end up pleasing no one. I do think that is Correct. I think take your vision, create your product, and how am I being a downer? I didn't mean to be a downer. I was just saying the dialogue that I've seen online has been largely about, I got my pile of clothes and stuff, largely about how there is a concern. Oh, I got a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thanks, Clay. I forgot I have to bring up the YouTube chat. $20. Hey, Destin, on a lighter note, your controller is done, has been shipped. Oh, thank you, Jimbo. I totally forgot about that. I really do appreciate you designing the controller. Thank you for your hard work, and I hope you like it. Thank you. Thank you. Jimbo Jangles. Yeah, but I do agree that I think Suicide Squad is a good example, right? You see like 2 writers on the first game, 3 on the next one, 5, and by Suicide Squad you have like 36 writers. There needs to be like one writer that drafts it, and I don't know that like all those writers aren't writing the core narrative, I don't think, but yeah. Super chat. Old Xbox boss said they're contemplating new gen. Yeah, we're going to get to that story in just a second. But anyway, so Shawn Layton thinks that exclusives are bad. There were a few, I had to look up 2 of the words in his quote. And here's Matt Piscatella talking about the situation really quick. He says, exclusivity is your Achilles heel. It reduces your addressable market, and another platform is just another way of opening the funnel. How former PlayStation boss views gaming's tumultuous time with Shawn Layton. Shawn Layton seems to think that it is a tumultuous time, and I do think that we see more. Oh my God, chat. No chat today. Y'all are like, what are you doing? You're welcome to chat, but I'm turning it off on the stream because I can't monitor everything, y'all. I will talk about the IGN article in just a second. I actually haven't read most of these, so I'm reacting to most of these live. How do you feel about content exclusives? I think we're going to see fewer of them. I think with Ghosts coming out on PC, that kind of like takes one more thing out of the equation, so to speak. Sorry, I'm distracted by the chat today. I think when you release a content exclusive on another platform like PC, you expose a whole new audience to what is available. In PlayStation's case, they are finally releasing Ghost of Tsushima on PC, and I think it is amazing. I think it's really, really a positive thing because Ghost of Tsushima 2 is coming sooner rather than later, more than likely, right? And I think that this PC release could bring people over to console. I think the way PlayStation is doing it is smart. I think it's going to be really interesting to see where things go from here. Well, I'm talking about the VentureBeat article right now, Yosemite. Yeah, there were like 3 different interviews. There was the Future Times report about console exclusives going away. There was the Shawn Layton interview, and there was the IGN interview, and everybody's talking about this. And I have been working on something for IGN for like the last 2 weeks, and I do think that it will be coming out next week. I have another project coming out next week over at IGN. It's a preview that you'll see, and I think you'll like. But yeah, so a lot of cool stuff coming up. Got to do some traveling next week and the week after for some other cool stuff. I don't know what is going on. Like, my throat's like really raspy today. Any next-gen features you think will differentiate Xbox from PlayStation? No, yeah, sorry, Chad. I don't know why I'm coughing so much this time. Enjoy, bless you. No, I think PlayStation and Xbox are going to be pretty similar, if I'm being totally honest. I will check out the actual podcast he was in. Good call. So yeah, Shawn Layton thinks exclusives are going away. And then let's look at some of the reactions to this story. So Derek, who, by the way, he just did the talk show with me recently. He said he put together some numbers to illustrate how important consoles are to the games industry. This is based on Newzoo's annual Global Games Market Report from 2017 to 2023. And you can see just how much console makes up. So console is this sliver. The problem is, since 2021, it hasn't grown a ton. So like, it's important. PC is also somewhat stagnant at 40.5 revenue, according to Newzoo. Mobile is also reduced from 2022 to 2023. Console revenue has increased. So you do make money from the console. And I don't think the console is going away. Like it's $53 billion. That's not going to get thrown away, y'all. So I understand the fear, but when I start looking at the numbers, I'm just like, I don't see it happening. And here's what I feel like the audience wants me to say, that I'm not happy with Xbox, that I am upset with their releasing the 4 games on other platforms, and that I have a grave concern that the console market's going to die. And I don't agree with any of those perspectives. I'm not too worried about the 4 games that they've decided to go multi-plat from, especially Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is the one that makes the most sense to me to go multi-plat. Minecraft is multi-plat and it brings Xbox so much money. ESO remain multi-plat. It brings Xbox so much money. Destiny is multi-plat, and it's like a huge revenue driver, even though they miss 45% of the revenue. It's a huge revenue driver for PlayStation. So these games that are multi-platform are major wins for all these companies. So I think it's a net positive for Xbox to release Sea of Thieves on PlayStation. And actually, I was going to talk about it later, but check this out. If you're curious how hungry PlayStation fans were for Xbox games, Microsoft and Rare's Sea of Thieves is currently the #1 most pre-ordered game on PlayStation. I believe Benji posted about this first, and you can see it on the store here. So it's #1 for $60. You can only play Sea of Thieves for $60 on PlayStation. If you want to play on Xbox, you just have Game Pass, right? So chat brought this up, and I'm just addressing it really quick. It's great to see that more people are going to get to play Sea of Thieves, and I'm excited about that. Yeah, COD Warzone Mobile is going to be a huge revenue driver, and that money goes right into Xbox. The next Call of Duty is going to release on PlayStation. Who profits from every one of those sales on PlayStation? Xbox. They're going to make back that $70 billion very, very quickly. I am certainly surprised by the fact that they decided to release those 4 titles. I am a little disappointed that Phil Spencer, when he acquired Bethesda and did the roundtable, he's like, this is about bringing exclusive games to the Xbox platform. And then he's like, yeah, we're releasing 4 of those games on PlayStation. And I think that's the crux of it. People have lost trust with Phil Spencer. And that I understand because of what he said during the Bethesda showcase. Right. And people are like, why are you still talking about this? It's because I want to understand people. It's why I hammered on the PlayStation thing. Like, why are PlayStation gamers okay with this $70 price point? And I came to the conclusion that it was a trust issue. And I think we're seeing a similar thing right now. People are having a trust issue with Phil Spencer because he said what he said during the Bethesda roundtable. Xbox fans got their content exclusives, and now they are going to multiple platforms. And they were like, well, wait a minute. You said this was about us getting exclusives. So while I personally don't think it's a bad thing that these games are going multi-platform, Phil Spencer did say that. And I can understand why you would have less trust when he said that when they purchased that thing, and then a few years later is releasing 4 games on the competing platform. But anyway, all that said, Phil Spencer, Crash Gaming says, do you have any idea what 72 billion is? Your kids will go to university before Microsoft will ever break even. Not even talking about profit. No, I think they'll be good in 5 years. You have to remember, Call of Duty is the biggest franchise. They have COD Warzone launching soon. Like on mobile, Diablo Immortal still raking in money all the time. I think they're going to be fine. I almost wonder if there's like not an understanding of how much money these mobile games make. They are so profitable. They don't look as good. They're like easier to make, I'm guessing, just because of the graphical components to it. Yeah. You have whales spending like 30 grand on the stupid gems in Diablo Immortal. Do I like any of those practices? No, but people keep buying that stuff. If you want that stuff to go away, stop spending money on it. That's the only way it's ever going to happen. And if you don't, and then the whales don't, it's not going to matter what any of us want. Yeah, Candy Crush. So yeah, they paid cash for an asset worth 72. It's not about breaking even. It's about interest rates and opportunity costs. And I don't know how the interest rate stuff works with that, but they also were making that acquisition during one of the best interest rates in the history of the world of America. So, if the purchase went through and that's the interest rate they got, ugh. But if they did it when they did it, interest rates were super low at that point. He has to do that because the feds are watching. Yeah, the FTC is still watching. There's tons of great points being made up by chat right now. And I know I look like I'm a crazy person talking to myself because chat was being a little spicier, but yeah. I'll turn it back on. I just, yeah, some of the stuff that was being said where I'm like, I don't want this in my VOD. He saved the Xbox minutes. Yeah. And the thing about Phil Spencer is you have to remember that there is no Xbox without Phil Spencer. So anyway, yeah. So PlayStation fans just really wanted to play Xbox games, I guess, at the end of the day. ABK investment, not a cost. Agree. Ice cold cabbage. Cabbage is great, by the way, if you make it spicy cabbage. People have already calculated that it'll take Microsoft over 30 years to break even. I would love to read the story where that was calculated. It's an investment too. Like that, it is a good point. Asking you in general, what do you think of the mobile gaming industry? I think mobile gaming is going to be the future for Harsh. And I think it's discounted way too much by current gamers. Right now, we just released a performance review on IGN for Warframe. Warframe is on everything. And it can run on my phone. Death Stranding can run on my phone. Diablo, there's Diablo Immortal on my phone. There are all these like games that run on your phone now. And pretty soon, I think you're going to be able to take your phone, put it next to your TV, and just play. You'd probably have to have a controller or something, but I think it's going to get way, way easier to play high quality games on your mobile device. Khan says RE4 on iPhone was amazing. Yeah, it's very, very impressive. Resident Evil Village also came out on iPhone. And people are like, oh, it doesn't run locked 60 frames per second with 4K native. I'm like, at the end of the day, most gamers don't care about that. Sea of Thieves is released at 40. I mean, the screenshot I'm looking at from Benji says $59.99. Let me, it says $59.99 right there. Burp. I don't know if you can see it. If I click on it, here, what if I do this? $59.99. Burp, right there. You see it? $59.99. So I don't know if Benji is in the UK though. It's like maybe that's why it's higher. Benji Sales. That's deluxe. Oh, wait, that's even more crazy. Y'all are right. So the deluxe edition is the top selling pre-order. And then you got MLB, Star Wars, Dragon's Dogma, and then you have the other version of Sea of Thieves on there also at $39.99. So not one, but two different versions of Sea of Thieves are the best-selling game on PlayStation right now. That's nuts. It's beating out MLB The Show 24, Elden Ring Shadow Tree, Rise of the Ronin, the Elden Ring bundle. Like, it's not like it can't be sorted, right? There's no way. You're telling me that Sea of Thieves is beating out Dragon's Dogma 2 and MLB? That's huge. And I think it's great. Because I do think in the long run, that means more money for Xbox. Good call, chat. I had missed that. Boop. Bring chat back up. I didn't think Sea of Thieves would be... Did anybody think Sea of Thieves would be that big on PlayStation to take up 2 of the top 8 spots? Is it a promotion? It's got to be promoted. I kind of want to fire up my PS5. Oh, I can't. You're just gonna... I would have to do it off stream, and I don't know how to do that right now. Yeah. I don't have it hooked up right now. That's crazy, though. Happy to see Sea of Thieves doing well. Can I go to the PlayStation website? Games. Games shop by PS5 games. All right, here, we can try the website. All right. Most recent. It just lets me sort by most recent. And it's not even on the most recent. Somebody said, I'm looking now for you on my PS5. Thank you. Games. New and upcoming. New releases coming soon featured. I'm trying to find deals. Yeah, the PlayStation website's not the best. Maybe it's like over here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. PS5, most recent. I just new and upcoming. All these are PlayStation exclusive things. Yeah, okay. I can't check on the website. Sorry, everybody. Somebody will have to tell me in chat. Sea of Thieves is number 8 on top 10 games in your country, just behind Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That game is like 6 years old. Or wait, is it 6 years? Sea of 2018. 6 years. 6 years or almost 6 years. Wow. All right. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. Paul Tassi did a little bit of a recap of that article. Paul Tassi, guest contributor on Destin's stream. I hate all these dumb things I have to get just so my browser could center the freaking text on these websites. Anyway. If you're spending so we read that quote already. Leaden cites PlayStation doing a good job with Helldivers 2, releasing that game on PlayStation and PC at the same time, which has dramatically increased its fortunes. But while PlayStation has committed to doing that with other free-to-play multiplayer games, they still seem to want to institute lengthy delays for PC releases of their big cinematic games. For now Hiroki Totoki's he's the captain now, right? We'll see if that sticks. They are more open to adapting them, period. But it's still a period of lag, and there does not seem to be any chance all of them putting their big games on Xbox, something Xbox itself is now starting to dabble with. As much as I like Leaden, I have to take his opinions with a bit of grain of salt. Given what he's currently doing, Leaden is now an advisor to ReadyGG, a blockchain NFT investor. NFTs are dead, aren't they? NFTs are dead, right, chat? Like, they're not doing anything anymore. Super chat, $10. I just DM'd you tracking info. Thank you, Jimbo. Side note, with all the negativity in the gaming biz across the board, you are what's right when it comes to the... Aw, thanks, Jimbo. I appreciate it, man. I just try and tell the truth. Like, best I can. Sometimes I don't get it perfect. Like, I do appreciate you saying that, though, a lot. Thank you, Jimbo. Yeah, kind of surprised about the NFT stuff. We certainly have not seen many mainstream games with the desire to integrate Web3 functionality and an NFT support, as the idea has failed colossally in the core gaming scene, and previous frequently cited success stories. Why is my log button not working? Sorry, chat. Do what you're supposed to do. Why aren't you working? The log session is currently active. Stop it. It's like broken. New log. Log 2. Dear God. Okay. Now it doesn't work. Choose folder, desktop. Oh, yeah. Sorry, chat. 1 second. All right, let's see what happens. Boom. There. Now it's working. Boop. My log thing broke. It like... Oh, hi, everybody. You can post it in YouTube chat. Crash. What did Crash say? Sorry, catching up. It says, that's all blown through. I think a lot of the NFT craze is gone now. Crypto is where it is, but we're looking at the enabling technology. There were the get-rich-quick schemes 3 to 5 years ago. But do these underlying technologies have a greater purpose? Are they solving problems? I look at ReadyGG and say, can you solve the problem of used digital games? I mean, they're dead. Physical media is gone, so... I'm not surprised by... I'm surprised a 6-year-old game coming to PlayStation is a top seller outselling Dragon's Dogma, MLB The Show. Like, it's amazing. It's a great thing. I don't know why wouldn't I be surprised? I think that's great. Just proves there is a desire by PlayStation fans to play Xbox games, and I bet you that if Spider-Man came to Xbox, I would buy it. I would absolutely buy that. And I do wish PlayStation would. Obviously, I wish everything was available everywhere. That's just not going to happen, and it's unfortunate. We'll see what Xbox ends up doing in the coming years. So Shawn Layton, whatever. There was this other one from a lot about the console in this one from IGN. I know those peeps. They're good peeps. Lee from Liverpool. I've been to Liverpool. Good to see you, Lee. I went to Liverpool many years ago when I was still at, well, it doesn't exist anymore, but the website was Screwzack. I think I had been there a year, and it was an incredibly stressful time in my life. I went to Liverpool, and like my contacts were like we didn't have health insurance or anything. So like my contacts were trash. I couldn't see anything like the whole time I was there. So I'm wearing these jank contacts, and I went to the cathedral there. And I was just super stressed the whole time because I was having health problems. And yeah. But I had a good time there. I remember having a good time. It was to play Blur, the video game Blur. It was like a racing game. It was really fun. And here's the big pull quote from this article, right? Microsoft will be debating right now whether Xbox consoles have a future, says Peter Moore. Peter Moore hasn't been at Xbox since, hi from the Netherlands, since like the 360 era or something. Consoles, and we just saw Derek talk about how much money you make from console. This isn't like console sales. This is like where your money comes from. And like $53 billion comes from that industry. Lee, if I was a younger guy, I probably would have had a good time with the Liverpool nightlife. But I think I went to a club and I was kind of like, whatever. And then I went home. I didn't know anybody there really. I was just kind of by myself. So it was a little like, yeah, this is neat. I didn't mind being by myself or anything, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so he talks about consoles. Peter Moore is convinced that Microsoft will be discussing right now whether Xbox consoles have a future. Why should we care what Peter Moore thinks? He knows a thing or two about video game consoles. As president of Sega America, Moore was in the room when Sega killed the Dreamcast and went third party. Then, as boss of Xbox, he oversaw the 360 contending with everything from the Red Ring of Death debacle to over-the-top E3 presentations. Yes, Peter Moore is that video game executive who got the Halo 2 tattoo on his arm just to flex Microsoft's muscle during the console war. That was fake. That was a fake tattoo, right? Then after Microsoft, he and another tattoo, this time to promote GTA 4's launch on Xbox, Moore joined EA to run EA Sports and the gargantuan FIFA series. In short, Moore knows what it takes to run a successful and unsuccessful console business. And so if he's wondering whether the games playing machines under our TVs have a future, you can bet the people making them are too. But they said they're making another console. They had a podcast and one of the key executives sat in front of the other executives and said, "We're making the next console." That's like, we're going to have consoles until 2035. So they're not going anywhere. Maybe that's the last generation, but they've been saying that since 2007. You're always going to have the option to purchase a box if that's how you prefer to play and put that under your TV. I think maybe someday we get to a point where there's like apps or something like that. And I've talked about that like for years on this channel, but like this why would Peter Moore? He even references that 2007 thing. Where's the 2007 quote? We were saying it then in 2007. Is this the last console generation? Like, this isn't new. The broader picture, and we certainly feared during my time, even at Microsoft, when we were saying then in 2007, is this the last console generation? Do televisions start to come with chips that can play games and you just need a controller? They were talking about in 2007. That was on live back then, right? And you hope to hell you get an attach rate of software and something out of your Xbox Live. Your connected service that would justify the losses, the hemorrhaging of cash that hardware costs you. And then you think back now. Sorry. to music, and gosh, Zune and iPod, and I go back to Discman and Walkman, bespoke devices that play music. Well, you don't have those anymore. And so now what, well, you have a phone. Oh, the tattoo is real, Clay. And Ryan's the one that confirmed it. I thought it was fake. I had no idea it was real. That's great. Both of them are not real though, right? It has to be a joke. I'm gonna have to go watch the Ryan interview. And what are we doing? Well, we're not in the living room anymore. We're back in the bedroom with our YouTube influencers, our TikTok creators, and it's about content on demand. What is he on about? We're back in the bedroom. We're not in the living room. What? Gaming's bigger than it's ever been, but like it's like this. What? I must have missed some context earlier in the thing. But I don't think gaming's like this thing people are huddling away in the corner. Oh, get it in the bed, get it out of here. Or maybe he means that as a good thing. I'm very confused by that quote. So you're seeing all these different pressures, if you will, on this next generation that Phil's talking about. Gen Z is coming through and they're going, why do I need to spend $400 or $500 on a bespoke piece of gaming hardware when I've got my smartphone or I got my PC or Mac and I can do things there with a pretty decent controller? And that's why you have a multi-pronged business plan. You don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. And that's the rationale that I have about this whole situation. That's why I don't think any of the console manufacturers are going to go away, right? You're talking about $50 billion, according to the chart from Derek Strickland. 50 billion. Like, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Yes, grow mobile. Yes, grow cloud. Yes, grow Xbox. It's a $3 trillion company. They can handle it. So I am shocked to hear Peter Moore say this. And I think he's incorrect personally. Like, who am I though? I'm just some guy. I didn't run the 360 era. So I think that's what we're facing. In particular, Microsoft with Azure is thinking, are we now finally ready for cloud gaming? Are we ready to just crank on our 8K television? Nobody uses 8K. Chat, have you watched anything in 8K? Anybody who's watched something in 8K on their television, type yes in chat. Not seeing any yeses. Did you play The Tourist? Did you play The Tourist and did you make sure everything was set to 8K to actually experience 8K gaming? I think that's the only 8K game, right? Was it The Tourist? Yeah, nobody uses 8K. There is an 8K TV. I don't think we get there, Luke. So Luke says they could be talking about a possible future scenario. Look, it's way too prohibitive to make stuff like that right now. I don't think we're going to be seeing 8K. And at some point, the benefits of what your viewing experiences are at home are reduced. So yes, you could show something in 8K, but you're squishing that down into a monitor, right? It's like, does my phone with a screen this size, does it need to have native 4K graphics? What do you think? Chat, do you think my phone that I hold right here doesn't need to be native 4K? I want your opinion. I think you know mine. No, it doesn't. So why would you strive for 8K? How about this? How about you get 4K 60 down first? Because we're getting Dragon's Dogma on PS5 in a few weeks and it doesn't even run 4K 30. So let's get 30 frames per second on lock first before we start talking about 8K gaming, okay? Because I'm a little tired about this. We don't need native 4K anything even. at this point. Most games, even at 1080, are looking good. Neil, we're not talking about that. Anybody who comes in when we're talking about just some random thing, just to dump that in there, like, I'm going to start banning people. Like, I'm talking about 4K versus 8K, and you just got, like, what are you doing? Anyway. I don't think people realize the resources it takes to upgrade that to high res. It's not worth it. Yes, so I can watch this stream in 4K. This stream is in 1080. I got a major spoiler for y'all. My stream, everything is 1080. And then I have it remuxed to 4K. So my streams are native 1080. Everything I do is native 1080, and it remuxes to 4K 60. Do I expect things to stay at 1080p forever? No. I think we're seeing technology being utilized to push as much graphical power as possible to 4K, and at times it hits 4K. But no, I don't think we need 1080. I don't think 1080 is like here to stay or anything like that. So yeah. I'd rather have games stat locked at 60 FPS over graphics. I agree with you completely. The fact that these console games can't do 60 in 2024 is insane to me. You are telling me you cannot optimize your engine to handle 1080 60 in 2024. What? Call of Duty on the 360 ran at 60 frames per second. Tuco, I haven't taken a look at Stellar Blade yet. He says it's supposedly 4K 60. I bet you it's not native 4K. I would bet money that game does not run native 4K 60 on the PlayStation 5. Is Stellar Blade native 4K? Performance mode at 60 FPS, resolution mode at 4K. Let's see what Reddit has to say. Genki Japan said back in February, Stellar Blade will have 3 graphical modes: performance mode at 60, which means it's not native 4K, resolution mode at 4K, which means it's not 60, balance mode with a balance between the 2 previous modes, which maybe it's 4K, but it averages like 45 frames per second. Spider-Man does the same thing, right? This is in German. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I just want to know about 4K. The game was created in 60 FPS, so the performance mode allows you to experience very smooth action even in 4K. We also see they use the way they use the terminology of 4K, it's upscaled 4K or it's variable VRS usually, meaning it's variable. It's never native 4K. It's constantly adjusting what is necessary to keep the frame rate. And that's why you benefit from things like variable refresh rates on your TV and all the other options. I've done a few settings videos over on IGN. That's one of my main things now that I'm supposed to be focused on. And it's just like, hey, here's how you adjust your games to take advantage of every capability your television has. And here's how you do it on Xbox. Here's how you do it on PlayStation. And I think as more people get fancy TVs, they will be looking for that. But yeah, native 4K is usually reserved for PC games. I'm probably going to play Dragon's Dogma, and every PC gamer who was like talking about these consoles at launch, you know what they were saying? Why don't these boxes target 1440 60? That should be the baseline. for everything. If you're getting a Series S, the baseline should be 1080/60. Like that should be the target. Like I think you can get away with having if your target's 30 frames per second and you fluctuate up, that's fine. But if you're like doing 1080 and you're 1080 30 and you're dipping below 30, you feel it when you play. I don't care if you're a 30 FPS gamer or a 60 FPS gamer, you feel it. And these boxes need to get stop talking about 8K. Nobody is doing 8K. Nobody has a TV that like how many of you in chat have an 8K TV? I had one, it broke. Yeah, I had an early 8K TV because I needed it for work. Or no, I don't think I did. I had a 4K 120 TV and it stopped working. And now you can get like 4K 120 TVs for like $500. They're like dirt cheap. My son's saying something to me. I love you, Daniel. I love you too. 1440 at 60 is more than reasonable for current generation games. I agree, Tuco. I'm way off topic here. I'm complaining about 4K versus like 8K. Just stop it. Stop it. It's nonsense. Where's that place? I still have my PlayStation box under here somewhere. And the PlayStation box has 8K on it. Does the Xbox have 8K on it? I don't see. I'd have to go flip around the Series Xbox I have back there, but yeah. Linus did a blind test video comparing 4K to 8K and nobody noticed the difference. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I love you too, Daniel. I think Daniel's about to go to he's going to a birthday party and he is saying goodbye. 144 hertz at 1440. That's a good one, man. Yeah, so we looked into Stellar Blade. I didn't have a ton else to talk about actually this week. I was going to do a reacts. Oh, the Fallout TV show got a trailer. It is coming out all together on April 11th. Happy birthday to me. It looks great. I am very excited about the Fallout TV show. That one's looking good. Legacy of Kain got mentioned, one of my favorite games of all time. With the 25th anniversary of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver just over the horizon, we want to celebrate this milestone and highlight the love dedicated fans have shown over the decades. Help us choose your favorite fan works in our survey. Heck yeah. So like they mentioned it, which has some people excited. I don't know anything about the Apple case, but yeah. This is probably going to like tank viewers, but I'm not feeling 100% right now. I'm going to step away for a second and I'll be right back. I'm going to go cough and stuff. Hang out and we'll talk more in just a second. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, I don't feel great. I do not feel great, and I haven't felt great for like a week. I seriously think I'm going to go to the doctor. I don't know what the hell is going on with me, but I'm tired of it. All right, we kind of talked about everything. Episode 6 this week's was a really good tool. Confirmed that Cortana was allowed to be captured. Oh, you're talking about the Halo TV show. I think the Halo TV show is pretty good this season. It's way better than the first season. Let's be honest about that. And if you've actually watched season 2, then yeah, I don't like to complain about that stuff, but yeah, I haven't felt great. Like I've felt off for like weeks because I was sick and then I got better, but I'm not like totally better. Like my throat's still a little weird and stuff like that. I don't know. And I don't know what is going on. It's like so weird. It's like this cold that just won't freaking go away. It's been like 3 weeks. Still not Halo. Yeah, it's like a side story, Luke. Luke over on Twitch said, still not Halo. So shrug, no thanks, not watching it. Yeah, that's fair. Do you go to the gym? No, I had this stupid plan to go back to the gym and I just haven't felt good. I appreciate people actually caring about whether or not I feel well. Let's see if I missed anything on Twitter. Matt Piscotel tweeted something. Well, glad this cleared things up. As gaming goes more hybrid, keep in mind that not everyone will be using the same definitions of what a console is versus what a PC is, etc. They're talking about Steam Deck. Most people think Steam Deck is a PC. Yes, it's a console. He asked whether Steam Deck is a console. What do you think it is, chat? Because apparently they think it's a PC. I do not think I had COVID. I don't feel great, Dio, but I'm fine. I'm good enough to stream. What else am I going to do? Go chase like... If I wasn't streaming, I'd be playing with the kids. That's how my day goes. You want to peek into what Destin does? I work my 9 to 5. If I have the energy to, I will do a video for this channel at night and I play with the kids. Like there's no off time once you're a dad. You don't really get downtime. That's not a thing that exists anymore. If anybody watching is considering having kids, that's what it's like. Like once you make that decision, you're dad. You don't get time off. You work and then you take care of your kids. And it's great. It's like the best ever when the kids are being good. It's also the most challenging thing ever at sometimes. But the rewards far outweigh the challenges. Far, far outweigh. And you got to have a good partner. And I have the best partner. So winning. Does anybody even remember that Charlie Sheen meme? Yeah. Kids are great. I don't like to bring them on stream and stuff like that, but I love my kids very much. And my wife. Yeah. Sorry. They're going to a birthday party today. It's going to be nice. That's it. Like that was the news for the week. We talked about the controversial stuff up front. I kind of said where I'm at with it. And the reason I don't want to talk about it, I'm like, there's so much there. If I was going to do something about it, it would take a few days of research to like make sure I have all my ducks in a row before I talked about it. And that's why I just kind of gave my 2 cents on the situation up front. And the thing about that whole topic is I lose no matter how I talk about it. So yeah. It's just kind of like, there's not really a win there. Do you think that Xbox should go back to some of their games like Fable 3 and others that are still affected by games for Windows Live and port them to Steam, you mean? Yeah, that'd be great. Zero is working right now. They could make it work without Pablo taking off his helmet. He takes his helmet off too much. It's nonsense. Oh, Steam. Yeah. I think they can make it work also. Zero. You're right. Let's see if I missed anything. There's like Phil Spencer's trending. Let's see if there's anything there. Why is Phil Spencer and Microsoft trending? Uh-oh. Phil Spencer dropped off the whole bag. After 39 months, the Xbox Series X and S is an estimated 2.21 million units behind the Xbox One. Yeah, they're going to outsell it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all can hear me, right? Matt McDonald. That rolls off the tongue. Matt McDonald Media. Yeah, it's just a bunch of nonsense from J-Dub. There was a union at Activision. There was a union at Activision. Sea of Thieves is the most pre-order game on PlayStation, Destin. I saw that. That's awesome. I think Sea of Thieves is like the best game for what Microsoft is trying to do. I think if it was just Sea of Thieves, I think the reaction would have been a lot less. But it's like Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. I think even if it was just Sea of Thieves and Grounded, because those are multiplayer games, they make sense. And like, man, like the way they marketed it was so bizarre. They didn't say anything. It leaked early. They did an emergency podcast about it. Like, yeah, it looks like it's coming from a place of weakness as opposed to like a confident place. And it's unfortunate. And I think that's part of the reaction is Phil Spencer said during the Bethesda reveal that it's about getting exclusive games on the Xbox ecosystem. And then apparently that was only until 2024. Ooh, episode 8 of Halo has been confirmed to be titled Halo. That's great. That means they're going to go to the ring. That's awesome. That show got so much better in season 2. I wouldn't even watch season 1. Don't even watch season 1. It's that dumb. There's cool action scenes and stuff. Like there's a few good episodes in season 1, but for the most part, it's kind of like, what are you doing? You know, I criticize, NC says Phil needs to stop doing press and interviews. So Phil Spencer did the kind of funny thing. And he's like talking about how, I don't know, he did it like right after all the Redfall drama and he seemed really downtrodden about it. And he bounced back from that. By that logic, Destin, Halo Infinite makes sense on PlayStation, hence why I disagree with this argument. Well, that's a different kind of multiplayer, though. It's not like an adventure type multiplayer. It's not like Minecraft. It's not like Sea of Thieves. It's not like ESO. I don't think Halo is going to come to PlayStation. The rumors were nuts about that, right? It was like Gears was rumored, Halo was rumored, Starfield was rumored, and that's the narrative going forward. Like people are like, yeah, Xbox is just going to go third party, and like they've just made up their mind that that's what's going to happen, even though there's evidence to the contrary. So everybody's just kind of decided like that's what's going to happen. And it's strange. It's a little surprising in my opinion. Yeah, the rumors are nuts. People are still saying Phil Spencer went on stage and said, we are not bringing Starfield or Indiana Jones to the PlayStation 5. And then he goes to The Verge and he says, we'll never say never. And then an interview and then a leaker account pops up out of nowhere and they're like, they're making Starfield for PlayStation 5 and it's going to run at 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5. It's like, yeah, it's a lot. I'm excited about the Fallout TV show though. Yeah, Microsoft, if you're going third party, just do it at this point. I don't want them to. I don't think they are. But if you're like beating around the bush about it, it's like, Yeah, CK Freeman says they're going third party. Forget it. It's happening. Let's see if I got anything good on the reacts, and then I got to go meet a friend for lunch. Thanks for sticking with me, everybody. I'm sorry I'm not feeling 100%. Okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to do a reacts, or do you want to watch the video that I've been heavily criticized for over the last few weeks? And react to my video from 11 months ago. Reacting to me react. Let's watch it. I haven't watched it, but I was heavily... This is the video where the clip made the round. Do you want to watch it again? And let's see if my stance has changed in a year. You make plenty of content. If you need a break, take one. It's okay. Ah, well, thanks, Eat Fresh. No, I'm all right, man. I'm a little scared to do this because y'all are going to see how much weight I've gained. Destin reacts to a reaction video of him reacting to his reaction. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's watch it. I've already watched part of it, and I do say some stuff that I don't really agree with anymore. Let's see. One second, sorry. How can I do this without revealing the person's name? So I was criticized for this video, and then everybody just kind of started dogpiling on. So let's watch the original video that I was getting criticism for and see if my opinion has changed at all. This is weird. I'm reacting to me 11 months ago. Let's see what I said. I know I say some stuff that is going to sound hypocritical in this video. Potentially. I don't know. Let's see. It would appear that at one time, Redfall was in development for the PlayStation 5, and obviously that is no longer the case. We know it will be an Xbox exclusive. I want to talk about the reaction to this and sort of my feeling on exclusives, because a lot of people seem to be asking me about this. They want me to talk about this story, so let's talk about it right now. 11 months ago. Somebody saved a video from 11 months ago to clip out a small segment of it and then talk about what I said a year later and a small segment of what I said a year later on last week's stream. And then like everybody got pissed. So here's how it started, how it's going right now. So the long and the short of it is IGN France got this story, and it's translated via IGN. It says, in an interview with IGN France, Arcane's Harvey Smith explained, we got bought by Microsoft, and that was a huge sea change. They said, no PlayStation 5, we're going to do Game Pass, Xbox, and PC. Okay, I don't particularly see any issue with that. Redfall was never announced for the PlayStation 5. Redfall was never planned to be released for the PlayStation 5. There's no marketing saying it was going to come to the... So this whole video is about how Redfall isn't coming to PlayStation 5 and how fans are pissed that it's not coming to the PlayStation 5. Y'all follow me? Redfall PS5 version was scrapped when Xbox bought Bethesda. PlayStation 5, and now we know officially that it's not being released there. It's only releasing on Xbox, PC, places where Game Pass is, right? Like they said during the Bethesda announcement initially. He continued on, and he actually said this helped him out a bit. Harvey Smith said, originally Redfall was meant to release on all platforms. Smith said that the studio didn't mind that decision. However, he continued, support from Game Pass and have to worry about one less platform, one less complexity. Yeah. And Game Pass has a ton of people that can play. It could be our biggest game ever because of the 30 million Game Pass members or whatever that number is. Okay, so Harvey Smith said only having to develop for one platform is good. We have heard that many times from developers that only having to develop for one platform is good. And okay, yes. PlayStation owners, I think you can have Redfall. I don't think... No. So everybody's criticizing me for this video from a year ago, from 11 months ago, because I said something and they clipped it and they put it next to what I'm saying today. And I was like, well, let's go watch the original. I do say some stuff about exclusives that I've probably changed my mind on, but let's watch it. So they don't seem to particularly mind not needing to develop for the PlayStation 5. They're not worried about it. And my whole take on it is, yeah, Xbox bought Bethesda. So if they want to make those games exclusive, that's totally fine. Yeah, like there it is. If they want to make them exclusive, that's their right. If they don't want to make them exclusive, that's also their right. What's the big deal? You look so much younger a year ago. This is before I had a second son. I gained weight. And I'm actually not against exclusives, period. I'm not against the part that they clipped. Final Fantasy being released on the PlayStation 5. I'm not against games exclusively releasing on one platform. The stuff I don't really like to be... Yeah, I'm not against exclusives. I'm also not against multi-platform games. It's kind of like... if Square makes a deal, I got LASIK. Yeah. So like so much has happened in a year. So like just since that video came out, I had my second son came. No, it might've been right around this time. Nate was just born, actually. Okay. So Nate's here now. I got LASIK. Like so many things have happened in my personal life since this video. My shelf is totally different. God of War Ragnarok must have come out since then. Like, yeah. Oh, I don't know what you said, jerk store CEO. I don't pay enough attention to you. So the game came out. PlayStation 5 users are mad it's not coming to PlayStation because there was a PlayStation version in development. All right. Be really clear. Like Destiny used to do this thing where exotics would only come to PlayStation 5 for like a year. And by the time they came to Xbox, the gun was like nerfed or whatever, right? That kind of stuff I find very annoying, missions or things like that. So third-party games that... And I'm talking about how I don't like it when third-party games are released multi-platform and then like one platform gets an advantage. I hate that stuff. Release with... They did that with Destiny. Gameplay elements that are only available on one platform. It'd be like if Elden Ring was better on PlayStation because you got like an extra boss or something that wasn't available on Xbox, right? Which, by the way, the Call of Duty deal would eliminate, which would be kind of nice. It means you could kind of play Call of Duty wherever you would prefer to, and you wouldn't feel like you're missing out on anything important. Whoa, wait a minute. Did I just say that it's good when games are released more places because you get to play where you want? Therefore, there's more accessibility to a product and there's fewer incentives to buy it on a specific product. Doesn't that blow up? Like, isn't that exactly what I'm still saying? So to recap, I've said, if you want to release your game exclusively, that's fine. And just in case you were wondering, if you want to release it third party, I don't particularly care either. It's up to the manufacturer of that product, what they decide to do. Do I wish things were more accessible? Yes. As I just said in the video from 11 months ago. So, what's the issue? A lot. I have a few notes over here. This happens a lot, actually. This happened with Gears of War. Gears of War originally had a PlayStation version in development. That's so funny because Cliffy B just mentioned this. This is a year old. This video is a year old. And Cliffy B's like talking about how this stuff has been going on forever. That's funny. And then it was scrapped. And nobody really cares about Gears of War. Gears of War, as we know now, is a well-loved, well-liked Xbox franchise. A lot of people love the series. Some people just like it. I've gained weight. Sorry, I keep bringing it up because everybody's just talking about my appearance. I gained weight. I got LASIK. The glasses actually covered up the circle under my eyes. So yeah, really enjoyed the last Gears of War, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. Where's that, by the way? And a lot of people point to this as proof that Xbox will make Call of Duty exclusive after 10 years, right? The difference is at no point was Xbox out there offering everybody a 10-year contract for Redfall or for Starfield, for these games that didn't exist before Xbox purchased Bethesda. They were in development, sure, but they were never released. They were never marketed. And Ghostwire, that contract was agreed upon and honored by Xbox, and they released it. This whole video was about Xbox making Call of Duty exclusive and taking away. Oh my God. This is the video that they're roasting me over. They got like the only clip where I said the thing that they needed. You bastards. I'm talking about the nuance of exclusivity and how like exclusives aren't bad. I do think that more people being able to access games, I think that's pro-consumer, right? Being able to play Call of Duty on whatever platform you prefer, I think that's going to be a good thing. As I said in this video, I stand by that. I'm trying to get to the part where I disagree with what I said 11 months ago. I'm not finding it yet. But that's their prerogative as a business. However they want. Or where I come off hypocritical. So let me know if I'm coming off, because this is an 11-month-old video that I'm being roasted for. Release their products make sense. The Call of Duty thing makes sense. It's a huge profit margin, and maybe on year 11 they do decide to get rid of all those contracts. I don't think that'll happen. I said I don't think they're ever going to make Call of Duty exclusive, but if it does, we'll react to it when it happens. But it could happen, and then we can talk about it then. But I wouldn't particularly care, I don't think, if that game ended up leaving PlayStation one day. My thought on it, I said I wouldn't particularly care if it ends up leaving PlayStation someday. I say that because I don't play Call of Duty, so I don't have a vested interest in where Call of Duty is available. I don't care. The idea that they would suddenly do that, why would you take away revenue like that? It doesn't make any sense. So chat, have I said anything controversial in the old video now, or anything that you feel like I should address? Because I need a barometer here. I was like, not canceled. That's not the right word. I was getting roasted over this video because they clipped out one part and I said something different in 2024. And like everybody just unanimously decided I suck. So yeah. I'm not seeing it. When a franchise is exclusive to one platform, I'll just play on that platform, right? Even Destiny, when Destiny was exclusive to... Do I like that though? No. I am very fortunate that I have that option. Do I like that? Nope. the PlayStation 4 and it had all the exclusive strikes and stuff like that. That's where I played. I played on PlayStation 4. It is a smart strategy for releasing games. Do I like that when they have exclusive content on one platform and I can't play on my preferred platform? No. Why did they clip that part? Let's listen to it again. Content, smart strategy for releasing games. Do I like that when they have exclusive content on one platform and I can't play on my preferred platform? No. Let's hear it again. It is a smart strategy for releasing. Let's hear it again. Do I like that when they have exclusive content on one platform and I can't play on my preferred platform? No. Do we need to keep watching? What did I say? What did I say 11 months ago that I've been inconsistent on? I don't like exclusive content personally. Do I recognize that it's a good business strategy? Yes. All right. But for full exclusive games, it's sort of like, well, they're developing that experience on that platform. They can focus the development resources there. Okay. And then I'll just play it there. Not a big deal. If an exclusive is developed for one bespoke platform and it's releases there, I'll play it there because I'm in a fortunate situation where I can do that. And Xbox is deciding that a year or 6 years in Sea of Thieves case that they'll release it on another platform. Very fortunate. And it's a top pre-order number. Good call, Carolina. Where I can play on whatever platform that I prefer. And honestly, thank you, Bryce. I appreciate that. Honestly, most of the times I prefer PC. So even a year ago, I'm still the PC guy. Yeah, that's sort of the long and the short of it. What else did I write down here? Just give me a second. By the way, if you like these videos, and don't forget to subscribe. That like button because it does help you. Yeah, I forget to do that during the streams, but yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. YouTube, share it with the algorithm. So if you want to support, you can support it that way also. And hit that like button and all that. So like Street Fighter, you know, Street Fighter was PlayStation exclusive. Buy a PS5. Spider-Man games. There's no Spider-Man games coming to Xbox in the near future. Those are PlayStation 5 exclusive. Even though I used to play. St. Jimmy says, why do you hate exclusives so much? Science sounds like a whiny baby argument. I want to play on my preferred platform. Wah. Have you been watching? Why do I hate exclusives? Because you have, if you don't have a lot of money, I don't particularly hate them. And I'm saying as much as in this 11-month-old video. And I've been pretty consistent. That like I'm in a very fortunate place where I can just play whatever I want to play on whatever platform it's available on. Do I hate exclusives? No. I don't think I've ever said I hate them. I think it's a little disgenuine for PlayStation fans specifically. At this time, they were complaining about Xbox having Redfall as an exclusive. For context, they were complaining that Redfall was exclusive to Xbox and that it should come to PlayStation. That's what this whole video is about. PlayStation fans were mad because they weren't going to get Redfall. That's what this entire video is about. That's what the conversation's concerning. So I'm talking about how exclusive games are fine and they make smart business decisions. They are a smart business decision. Would I rather play Destiny in its complete form on my Xbox or on my PlayStation or on my PC, which is I play primarily on PC? Yes. Yeah, it's just like there's no gray area. So the real King Salty, he said like, it's either I hate exclusives or I love exclusives, and there's no gray area to the topic, which is, yeah. Like if you really want to dive into it, it's anti-consumer because you would have to buy an entirely different product to access it. That's business. Do I like it though? No. Do I hate exclusives? No. Like that's not true. I'm confused. I don't know what y'all are mad about. Spider-Man games back in the day. Silent Hill 2 remake. I have to buy a PlayStation 5. And then the game that comes up all the time is Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls 3 was an Xbox exclusive. Yeah, Elder Scrolls has primarily been an Xbox exclusive, and now PlayStation fans are mad because they might not get the next Elder Scrolls in 10 years or whenever that's coming out. When was only on the Xbox platform. And any form of Redfall is anti-consumer. I believe Oblivion had a 1-year timed exclusivity window, and people are like, oh, they're taking away Elder Scrolls. It's sort of they're not taking away Elder Scrolls Online. They're not taking away Fallout 76. Those will remain multi-platform. And in the future, I'm going to do 2X because I got to go. Could go back to being Xbox exclusive. We don't know if that's a timed exclusive thing or whatever, but as far as I know, what they've said indicates that the bespoke single-player experiences for Elder Scrolls will remain console exclusive now, as well as Fallout. And again, they made that purchase, so like if PlayStation bought Square and every Final Fantasy game is going to be exclusive going forward, okay, I know that now. They own the company. Yeah, PlayStation fans complaining about exclusives is peak irony. Absolutely agree. And you know who did the clip out? A PlayStation fan. Like, past this and what's a fast target. Okay, so that makes sense to me. Xbox owns Bethesda, so those games will be console exclusive. That makes sense to me. And I think we're going to very soon. And that turned out not to be true. So you can give me a hard time for that one because Phil Spencer said the purchase of Bethesda was about exclusive for Xbox. And that was true for a year until it wasn't. And now that they're coming to PlayStation, and that's what fans seem to have the most issue with, right? They have an issue with the fact that Phil Spencer said one thing and has done another. And that seems to be the main point of concern. I don't know if you agree, chat, but that's my read on it. That's what everybody seems to be mad about. You said this was about getting us exclusives, and now they're going multi-plat. And I think that's the context that I kept missing and why I didn't understand where this was coming from. Maybe I'm off base on that, though, but that's my read. Enter a time where we're all just going to have apps on our televisions anyway, and we'll be playing whatever game we want just by opening a different app. A year ago, I was talking about the app thing. The whole console tribalism thing on the Xbox side and the PlayStation side, I think that's slowly going to evaporate over time. It's just really contentious right now because a lot of people can't just click an app. You have to buy the $500-$600 box to get those games. I talked about how console fanboyism is probably going to dissipate over the coming years. So basically, here's where the story was announced. Are you expecting all Xbox games are coming to PlayStation? No. I want to be very clear. I do not think all Xbox games are coming to PlayStation now or in the near future. I think some will. I don't think PlayStation is going to go the other way. I do think a lot of PlayStation games are going to come to PC. It seems like the whole NVIDIA leak's likely going to be true by the time they're done with their whole catalog. But no, I don't think all Xbox games are going to go to PlayStation. That will happen if Xbox really does go third party. And I don't think they're going to do that. Anyway. Announced a PlayStation 5 version of Redfall was in development, then canceled, confirmed Arcane director Harvey Smith. Now, this has created a lot of discourse online. Some people are upset, some people aren't. Now, I'm going to pick on the Red Dragon a bit because... I picked on the Red Dragon. And the Red Dragon was propagating this. Did they save a video for a year? Did this get them so upset that they saved the video for a year to clip out the one part that fit their narrative? No way. Oh, my scene's broken. I think he's been... Oh, the chat's like... I need to move the chat here. I'll just put it... whatever. I'll just put it over here. Pretty hypocritical about his stance on this whole thing. So let's look what he has to say. Here he is in 2020. Complaining about Redfall. He was complaining about Redfall. Just in January. And then he found out there was a PS5 one in development. And he's like, how could they? Saying, Redfall missing basic shadows. Here he is in 2023. Leaker who called Hi-Fi Rush, releasing today before the show. They want to push games out the door for shareholders. Redfall is in rough shape, but a lot better than Starfield currently is. So he's saying that Starfield is bad and Redfall is bad and that they're just shoving it out the door. He says that... Whoa! So he was saying oh my God. So he was roasting Redfall at the time and Starfield, and now there is no way Red Dragon is now begging for TW Red Dragon. What is his account? TW I don't know. All right. Let's see if he's tweeted about Starfield coming to PlayStation. Hey, Nick, how's it going, man? Remember that video I was getting roasted about last week? It turns out I talked about the Red Dragon in it and how much he hates Redfall, and then he was complaining about how Redfall wasn't coming to PlayStation. This is kind of funny. I'm about to sign off though, Nick. You got any like major breaking news that you want to reveal? Okay, all right. Let's see if he tweeted about Starfield. All right. I literally just woke up. So here's Red Dragon saying that Starfield is coming over to PlayStation. This is Tom Warren like saying, yeah, of course they're going to bring more games over to PlayStation. Talking about, says Phil really wants Starfield to be played as, so like he's like hard for he's like really invested in Starfield coming to PlayStation. But in December he was dogging Red Dragon, man. You got to make up your mind. Do you hate Starfield or do you want it on PlayStation? Which is it? Oh yeah, there's just a ton of stuff here about. That's funny. Sorry, man.
Huge backlash erupts at Xbox as Redfall fans vow not to buy the game following always online announcement for even the single player portion. That's right, I forgot to talk about that one, but Redfall will require always online, which, yeah, that sucks. That's not great, but there he is calling out another negative about Redfall. New Redfall video from Bethesda released today. The like to dislike ratio is interesting. It is bad, so, you know, or 50-50. What else did he say about Redfall? Anyone feeling like this Redfall gameplay has played too long? Nothing special about it at all. PC Gamer, Redfall's world is empty and bland, boring missions, fails to get the blood pumping, and has the marks of a game that had development trouble. Giant bomb.
Oh, I gotta go, everybody.
And then today,
all right, yeah, so, all right. There it is. The video I'm getting canceled over mentions the Red Dragon being hypocritical about exclusives. All right. It all makes sense now. Yeah, he wants views. Thanks, everybody, for watching. My friend is waiting for me. He's already there, and I pushed this a little bit longer than I meant to. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll have to do more reacts later. That was fun. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you like my content. I'm trying to stream every Sunday this year. So far, I am doing pretty well. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody. Wait, thank you to the members. I got to thank the members. I really appreciate you. If you want to support this channel, you can become a member by clicking that join button. Bye for now, everybody.